game plan, fighting for a spot in the offensive end, being physical, and making plays on both ends of the floor. So I thought he played great, and that's the KP that helped us get to where we are today.
What did you see from Jason and the pressure he kind of drew defensively and how he played around that?
Yeah, just poise. They have a great defensive system, great defensive team, throw a bunch of stuff at you. Different spacings, different coverages, and the poise to just figure it out, make the right play is going to be the most important thing. I thought he had that, throughout the game.
Dave over here on the left side.
The Mavs were able to cut it to 8 in the third quarter. You guys respond with a 14-0 run, and Kristaps is making plays during that run as well. Just how big was that moment, and for him to continue his impact after that hot start?
Yeah, game management is going to be important. This is a great team. They have a tendency to go on great runs, and that's going to happen. And so you have to be able to manage those with poise and execution, know why those runs are being made, and quickly put a stop to them with high-level execution. So KP was a huge part of that run. But I liked the way we handled their run, because that's going to happen. You're not going to stop that. You just have to have the poise and the toughness to work through it. I thought our guys did that.
Jake, fifth row towards the center.
Joe, Jalen was your leading scorer tonight, but defensively, the 3 blocks, guarding Luka in space. What can you say about his effort on that side of the ball?
Yeah, what you saw tonight is kind of the challenge he took for himself coming into the year, not wanting to be defined by one thing, wanting to make plays, wanting to be a well-rounded player and get better and better. And so his spacing, his ball movement, his defense on ball and off ball. Usually when you give up a run and your offense gets a little stagnant, your defense goes with it. And tonight our defense kept us in it. And that's really important, is to have that defensive mindset. And some of those plays that Jalen made were a part of that.
Second row on your left.
Coach Shane with Forbes. You mentioned the ball movement. Just kind of curious what you've seen in terms of when Jason or Jalen draw two, the ability to kick out and get the machine moving.
Yeah, I think a couple of great passes JT stuck out. The one Jalen threw to Al in the corner. I think it was either Jalen or JT. But that's what those guys do. They have the ability to draw 2 guys, and the most important thing is making the right play over and over again, doing what's best for the team, reading the 2-on-1s. And when they're at their best, those guys are able to do that. And, I thought their decision-making helped control the game, especially when they went on that run. We were able to get that back. We went back to, with JT there, and he was able to help us sustain that with high-level execution. So it's really important when those guys do that.
Third row on your left.
Joe, when did you make the decision to bring Kristaps off the bench, and did you have to have a conversation with him about that, and how did that go?
Yeah, I always talk to the players about what we think is best for the team, and, that's that. I don't know. I can't remember.
Front row on
the back to the timeout. What did you say? What did you see when they came off the court? Can you sort of take us back to that?
The one when they cut it to 8?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, it's the NBA Finals. You're playing against a great team, and they're going to make runs. And so just building awareness to why the run was made. And, that team does a great job of making defensive adjustments on the fly. And sometimes it takes us a possession or 2 to recognize that. And so just understanding the run, what can we do to change it? And, how can we just get better coming out of that? And so I thought the guys' poise out of that timeout was big, and that's going to happen. They're going to go on more runs, and we're going to have to fight through.
So the timeout ends, they go back out to the court. Before you go on that run, did you feel at that moment when the timeout ended that your message had been received?
Yeah. So.
Over here on the left, second row.
Joe, a couple of things you preach consistently, your physicality and also details. What did you see in game one, in that regard, on both sides of the basketball, particularly with physicality and meeting their physicality?
Yeah, again, I thought our defensive mindset, our defensive execution, our defensive game plan, our positioning, we had the right intentions. And I thought we played really physical for the most part, defended without fouling. And, on the offensive end, we made some physical drives. And so that's the key there, is just having the physical mindset on both ends of the floor.
Porzingis' impact on offense obviously was significant, but perhaps even more impactful defensively, what he was able to do around the rim?
Yeah, listen, I know that the storyline has to be, what's he going to look like, because he took he was off for a month, but that's what he's been doing his whole career. The guy's a great player. He's been great for us. The reason why we're here is because of what he's done. So it doesn't matter how long it takes off. The guy's going to make plays because of how talented he is and the work that he puts in. And, what he did for us tonight is big, and I need that for the rest of the series.
Second row on your right.
Joe, when the Mavs were making their big run, your guys' offense sort of, I don't want to say stalled out a little bit, but you guys weren't getting as easy buckets. Did you see something that they changed that caused that, or was it just a matter of you guys not making the same shots?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then you mentioned the timeout. You said, you talked to them, you explained that you were playing the same way. Was there anything any of the guys said during that timeout or around that time that, like, sort of to each other? Like, did you notice any of that?
No, I mean, out of the 3 minutes, 2.5 of it, they're by themselves. So, they communicate well with each other. They have great relationships. So I'm sure during the time the coaches are meeting that they're having that communication with each other. They do a good job of communicating with each other throughout the game.
Front row here on the left.
Joe, you've continuously stressed the importance of defense. They didn't have a 25-point quarter tonight. What did you like on the defensive end tonight?
Yeah, just sticking with the game plan. Game plan execution is very important. Having a clear understanding of what you have to take away on every possession. And just knowing that in order to defend these guys at a high level, you have to play efficient offense. And I thought we did that for the majority of the game, obviously, at the run. There weren't many live ball turnovers, and so we missed some open shots. They forced us into a couple of tough shots, but we were able to manage the transitions of the game with our offensive execution and our defensive game plan.
Last two, second row in the center and over here.
You guys took away two of their preferred methods of scoring, lobs and corner threes. They didn't make a corner three until the final minute of the game and only attempted 3 overall. What was the key to just sustaining that and taking away those sources of offense?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to make a lot of adjustments and they're going to do a lot of great things because of the talent that they have. So we just have to execute the game plan, communicate coverages, communicate matchups. Guys did a great job communicating to each other and keeping defense first.
Over here in this corner.
Joe, you held the team, the Mavericks, to a total of 9 assists during the game. I think Luka had 1 assist. Kyrie had 2 assists. I mean, what was the key to that, stifling their passing lane and stifling their playmaking abilities?
Yeah, just good individual defense. Everybody's going to take on the challenge of guarding those guys. They're an amazing team, and they put a ton of pressure on you in different ways with their ability to score. And everyone's got to take their matchup, personal, have a personal pride in individual defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.